If you've been doing tax planning for free for months, for years, or even for decades, then this is the exact video for you. And if you're worried, hey, if I start charging when I've been doing it for free, I might lose a customer, I might burn a customer. They're going to say, well, shouldn't have you been doing this all along? Then this is exactly the video for you. Now, we've been doing this for firms across the nation, and we've seen over 50,000 firms in the last 36 months. And I can tell you there is a right way and a wrong way to do this. And I'm going to give you two ways in this video here how you can avoid burning your bridges with your clients, and even a one mental belief that you need to break through as a tax firm that will help your customers even more than anything else. All right. So let's jump right in right away. Here's what's actually been going on for the last couple of years or even decades for yourself, for your life. Client comes to you and they say, hey, quick question. And you're like, sure, what's up? And they say, hey, should I put my kids on payroll? But because I've been seeing this thing. And should I do an S corp because I saw this YouTube videos? Or should I buy this rental property? Or should I do this? Or should I do that? And those quick questions, those little emails and those jump on phone calls, quick question things have slowly filtered into business consulting and helping people save money on taxes. If you've ever been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about because this is exactly the trap, or what most people call scope creep, where you're taking a customer and you just want to help them out and you want to support them. Now, here's the biggest problem with that. Okay. Here's why. Because if you help a client for free, here's what typically happens. A client will either do the result, they'll say, great job, you did your job. Cool. Client gets results, you're happy. Second thing could happen is client sees the thing, doesn't do anything about it, and then the client pays taxes again next year. And you're like, well, I just spent all this time, money, and resources on you, and you did nothing with it. So now you have this anger and resentment towards the client. Or number three is you actually give this client some recommendations and they kind of do it wrong. Ever been there before where they do the thing, but they don't entirely do it correctly? And then who do you think's to blame when they mess it up? And no, they're not going to blame themselves. The real answer is they're going to blame you because you're the one that gave them advice. And then you're going to go back and forth with them and argue and say, well, I told you exactly how to do that. And they said, well, you didn't tell me exactly how to do it step by step. And you're going to argue me back and forth when you should have just said, that's a great question. I think that there's something I think I can help you with. And that's tax planning. Most firms have not been separating the two, but now you're in the stage where you actually do want to separate the two and you're questioning, hmm, how do I do so when the client has been thinking I've been doing this for years? Well, let me break through that mental belief real quick so I can help you understand this. I have seen more firms than probably anybody else in the marketplace. And I can tell you this is the number one thing that they say. Hey, what if my client says you should have been doing this already, or you're going to charge me for something that you've been doing for me for this whole time? The truth is that the clients don't even know what tax planning entails because you've never formally created it. So to them, it's entirely new. Literally, if you just send an email right now and said, "Do you know that we do tax planning as well?" I can virtually guarantee that the majority of your clients are going to say, "Oh no, what is that?" Or, "I didn't know you do tax planning." Or, "Is that what you've been doing for me this whole time?" Honestly, I see it happen day in and day out. And so I just want to mentally break that barrier for you to think, well, clients are not going to be paying me for something that I've been doing it for years. Okay. That's the first mental beliefs that you got to break through. Now, the second thing I would kind of go back to once you break through that belief and you say, okay, clients don't even know, but you do. I know you do. And you're like, well, how do I come back? And if they do know, how do I charge them for it if I've been doing it for free? Well, there's really two ways. Again, that first thing is the best way, which is because they don't even know you've been doing it for free for this long. Okay. So if they don't know, then everything to them is new. And to be fair, you're probably doing it differently than most people. And so maybe you've done it, but you haven't done it formally. And sometimes doing it, but not doing it formally can warrant a different process and therefore different pricing. So, for an example, think about it like this: think about same gift. different wrapping paper. I remember one year I got a gift from my father-in-law, and he gave me, I think it was like a blender or something. And it sat in my room, in my closet for a whole year. And then the next year, we were going to a white elephant party, same thing, different place. And I said, well, I don't got a gift. And so what I did was I got the same gift that was gifted the year before, and I just wrapped it with different wrapping paper. And someone at the white elephant place that we went to ended up getting that gift. The great news is it was the same gift. I just wrapped it differently. Okay. So that's one way, right? To think about it through that lens. It's like if you change the process, you can also change the pricing. Okay. Now, secondly, let's imagine for a second that the alternative is true. They do know that you've done this for them and you have helped them tremendously. Then there's a no lose situation here because guess what sells? Confidence does sell, but you know what sells even more than confidence? Client results. So this is a perfect time for a client to say, "Oh, well, you've been doing this for me, and I've been helping. I've been saving money on taxes." And instead of you saying, "Well, I'm going to charge you for all the years that I haven't been charging you," you can flip the script here and say, "Oh, wow, that's great. Well, moving forward, I'm going to be charging for this thing. However, since I've given you all that value in advance, would you be open to giving me a video testimonial just so that that way I can go find people just like you? I'm not going to change anything for you if you help me by giving me a video recommendation and sending me over to three of your friends." In that way, you take the no of no, I'm not going to pay you more because I've been doing it for free, or no, I'm not going to be paying you more because you've already done this for me. How are you going to ask me to pay you after you've done the job for this many years? And this is how you can get the best asset you can probably get in business, which is client results, third party verification that you say and you do and you get. And that's the greatest thing I can give to you. And so really the frame becomes like this. Oh, no worries. Love that you're getting results with that. Would you be open to sharing that on a video? Because I'm trying to get more people just like you. Now, nothing's going to change for you. I appreciate you just knowing moving forward, I'm going to be charging for this particular service, but if you want to pay, that's great. If not, do me a favor, do me a video testimonial of all the results I've given you thus far and introduce me to three people. Otherwise, happy to do as you wish. Very simple script, very easy outcome. I've seen this happen tons of times where clients actually would just give you a video testimonial of how great you are and how amazing you are. And guess what? Selling becomes easy when you don't have to be the one selling. There's more of them out there than there are of you. So if you always have to sell, that means you're always the bottleneck. But if you have other people speaking on your behalf, you don't have to do so. So use that frame today where it's, hey, same gift, different wrapping paper, different process, different pricing. You can use that so that that way you can charge differently for tax planning. Or if you're like, there's absolutely no way I can charge for this, get a testimonial and get recommendations from it. At least you use the time that you used to get three introductions, and therefore you use that as your marketing budget. You basically just got free marketing from it. And in that way, there's a no lose situation in this. So if this has been helpful, let me know in the comments. Happy to help you out in any way possible.